Hey, what's up? Welcome to the video. So I haven't been doing this car review thing for a long time now. And when I review cars, I mostly review cars based on how I feel about the car and what I understand about cars in general, especially electric cars. And in my time in reviewing a couple of electric cars, I have found out that there are two categories of electric cars. Now, you have one category of electric cars that are built from the ground up as an electric car. And then you have electric cars which share some of its components with an internal combustion engine car. So it's not built from the ground up as an electric car. Which brings me to the car I have here today. This is the all new BMW i5 E40 Touring. Let's get started. One of the first things which gets me really excited in the BMW, or in any BMW for that matter, is the way it drives. So you know what? Let's drive the all new BMW i5 E40 Touring. All right, driving the new BMW i5 E40 Touring. First of all, I finally found a car that the interior seats match the color of my favorite shirt. Or almost. Speaking about seats, the interior seats of this BMW are really comfortable. But that's not the most exciting thing for me about a BMW. I've been daily driving this car for a day now. I haven't had this car for a long time now. And I can say that this is one of the best normal driving electric cars I have been in. When it comes to driving dynamics, BMW does one of the best driving dynamics in terms of how sophisticated and put together the car drives and how dynamic the car is. This is a wagon. It's quite a heavy car. It weighs 2.2 tons, yes, but the way this car drives, it drives so well. First thing you notice when driving this car is just how balanced it is. And I noticed that this car, even though it's an electric car, even though it's heavy, it hides its weight pretty well. In terms of acceleration, this is one of the electric car that has the best low end torque. When you slam on the acceleration, the torque just comes instantly, yes, but it's punchy. It's BMWs are all about driving, and I tell you for a fact that this i5 E40 Touring doesn't disappoint. I'll start by talking about the power of this car. 340 horsepower and 400 newton meters of torque is plenty power for an electric car, and left for me is enough power. It's all the power you'd ever need. The steering of the car is also sharp. I mean, you don't get a lot of feedback from the steering wheel, but it's a sharp steering wheel. It's direct and really precise. You can feel how direct the steering is. The tuning of the steering is also great. This i5 E40 Touring can be equipped with rear wheel steering, but honestly, at this price point, I feel that feature should be a standard feature on this car. Talking about price points, later in the video, I'll tell you how much this car costs. So keep watching. Okay, so here's a complaint I always have about German electric cars. And I'm still going to make that complaint in this BMW. Now, this is an electric car. It doesn't need an internal combustion engine. And in fact, the hood of this car is pretty long. So you would expect a front trunk in this car. But what do you have here? Just a plastic covering. And if you open this, you just have electrical components here. It's really annoying, especially for the price of this car. Now, let's talk price. This car here will set you back 6 figures. This car here, with all the options it has, 100,000 US dollars. If you live in Sweden, this car costs the size of a small apartment. 1.1 million SEK. Jeez, these things are expensive though. With the options I have here, the carbon fiber trim inside the car, driver assist plus, Bowers & Wilkins sound system, and all the comfort you get. That's why I'm sitting on the floor. The cost of this car is more than my whole net worth entirely. Let's get on with the video. Isn't this interesting? This is fun. This is fun. Speaking about fun, how fun would it be playing games on this car while your car charges? In terms of charging and battery capacity, the 82 kilowatt hour battery capacity of this BMW is equipped with a whopping 205 kilowatt of DC fast charging, which means that you can charge this BMW from 0 to 80% in 28 minutes. If you charge this BMW for 10 minutes, it's going to give you a range of 150 kilometers. Speaking about range, the 82 kilowatt hour battery capacity of this car, like I mentioned, gives you a range of 450 kilometers, which is quite a lot of range in this car. I like that. The i540 is also equipped with a single motor rear wheel drive, making 340 horsepower and 400 newton meters of torque. More versions in the future would come with four-wheel drive, but for this i5 E40, it's just rear wheel drive. And it does a 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.2 seconds, which is all the speed you need. It has a top speed of 193 kilometers per hour. Now, in terms of boot space, because this car is a wagon, you have a lot of boot space. When the seats are folded up, 570 liters of boot space. And when the seats are folded flat, you have 1,700 liters of boot space. It's a lot of space for the kids, the dog, everything you can think of. One of the premium features of this car is the electric tow hitch. There's a button here to release the electric tow hitch. You just hold and you have an electric tow hitch. Hold and it goes back inside automatically. I really love that. And if you have the keys in your pocket, you can close the boot hands-free. Let's talk about looks in this new i5, starting from the front. In recent times, BMW's new design language I haven't really been a fan of, but the designs are starting to grow on me. I mean, starting from the front, yes, it's a modern BMW. It's either you love it or you hate it. I'm not still sold on the design language of BMW, its modern design language, but at least it's better than the electric Mercedes. So, if you look closely, you have muscular lines running on the hood of this car and BMW's signature grille. It's a blanked out grille. It's an electric car. You don't need a grille. Under here are other vents which cools the battery. And then you have your front-facing camera here and the BMW badging up top. You also have air ducts for cooling the brakes and for smoothing airflow on the side of this car. On the side, you have strong muscular lines that run all the way to the front of this car. 20-inch wheels as standard, but they can be upgraded to 21 inches. But these 20-inch wheels, I really love them. They look good. I love the two-tone design on the wheels of this car. For me, the rear is one of the most favorite parts of this BMW. I love the rear design of this car. Tell me what you think about the rear design of this car in the comment box below. It's a really, really windy day. It's so hard for me to film this video. And it takes a lot of effort too. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, I'll wait a minute for you guys to subscribe to this channel. So please subscribe. Click on the red button. Have you done that? It's still windy. You're probably finding it hard to hear me. But let's continue. Nothing can stop us, even the wind. All right, so yeah, this is my most favorite part of the design of this car. I like the spoiler. It's a less conspicuous spoiler. It's not an overkill at all. I like the rear lights and the L shape on the rear lights here. And this huge diffuser on the back of the BMW. One thing that I've always loved about BMW, even though they've discontinued it, their wagon cars or their estate cars have a button where you can open the boot from the glass. So you don't have to open the whole boot. But it's no longer in this BMW. According to BMW, they say it's because of the design, but I think they're actually saving costs. But honestly speaking, I haven't really been a fan of wagon cars, apart from the Audi RS6. That has a soft spot in my heart. But this BMW wagon car, or according to BMW, it's a touring car. This is one of the coolest wagons or coolest estate cars for me right now, honestly. What do you think about the looks of the BMW i5 E40 Touring? Leave that in the comment box below. In terms of backseat sitting, it's not the most spacious electric car I've been in. I won't say it's cramped, but it's not the most spacious electric car from what I have experienced or from, my experience with electric cars. They usually have huge back seats and more space so you can stretch out your legs. I don't have a lot of knee room in this car, even at my height at 5'11" or 187 centimeters. But then you have climate controls for each passenger, so each passenger can control their own climate temperature, which is really good. But as per a BMW, one of the most interesting or one of the best places to be in is the front seat. Let me quickly touch on the infotainment system of this car while sitting at the stoplight. This is BMW's latest 8.5 iDrive, and I like it and I hate it. For some reasons, it's a really easy touchscreen to use. And one of the things that makes me love this screen is you can use the iDrive controller here to control the screen. The climate controls are in the screen, so you have this menu here for controlling the temperature controls of this car. You can go to your home menu. You can also pull up the full climate control menu, and it takes a lot of time to get used to, but once you get the hang of it, it's a quite easy system to use, but it's not intuitive. I like the way that the screen is oriented. It still makes it easy to use while you drive. You don't have to take your eyes a lot from the road, and you can pretty much use the screen while you drive. And it's a really fast, sharp, responsive screen. It's as fast as my phone, honestly. You have a bunch of vehicle settings here, Spotify, everything you can need, seat comfort, just all the tech features that you would expect from this car and from this infotainment system. You can also pull up the map, and the map view is wow, it's nice, it's really, really responsive and really, really active. I love that. I mean, but most times you'll probably be using your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. But then it's still great to have. And in this screen, one thing I love in the navigation screen of this car is equipped with augmented reality display. So if you're navigating to a destination, you have arrows that are imposed on the road in the map of this car, which is really, really nice. You almost wouldn't miss a turn if you are using the navigation map of the BMW's iDrive 8.5. You also have a nice heads-up display here, really, really graphics. And something I was discussing with my friend when I first got this car is at this point I can see where cars or where BMW in general are going to in the future. Or I could say for me, I feel like having a display for the driver here is almost becoming a redundancy because you when you have a heads-up display like this that is really clear, beautiful, you almost don't need the screen here. Honestly, you almost don't need a screen here. And I think that's where cars in the future would go to, where you'd have augmented reality just displayed in front of your eye line. You don't need to look into this screen. So let me quickly conclude on this BMW. First of all, it's like I said, it's one of the best normal electric cars I have driven, period. It's very, very practical. Two cup holders. You have big storage here, which is really nice. If you want a touring car that is electric, this is the best car to go for. The i5 E40 Touring is the best bet that you have at an electric car, and is the only one at sale actually. That's it for me with the BMW. That's it for me in this video. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.